Alright guys, this video is going to be a declutter. I have got to make room. I've got too much crap and people seem to like these. So I have got sweater weather going here. I hope the lighting is okay. I'm going to go through, we're going to start with palettes, and if I have to break this up into more than one video, that's probably what I'll do. But got my candle, I've got my coffee, and yeah, we're going to start with palettes. I'm actually probably not going to get rid of too many off the bat, as I'm going through my little cart that sits next to me, and these are the ones I use most often, so you may not see me get rid of too many right away, but I promise my goal is to cut everything by about half. Let's go ahead and start. Now in the past I have broken them up by brand, and I haven't had the chance to do that, so again, what I think I'm going to do is just go by palettes and then singles. So first one, we've got Ace Beauté, Falling for You. I use this, I love this palette. It's staying House of L Adept. These are special shades, multi-chromes, duochromes. This is one of my favorite palettes. I love this palette so much. Absolutely beautiful. Adept is one of my favorite brands. Staying Adept, this is the Seahorse palette. One of my favorite palettes of the year for special shades, shimmers, multi-chromes, duochromes. This one is like, what a dream. Oh, gorgeous. I love this palette. It's like when you're a kid, I just wanna play. This is a definite keep. Another Adept palette. I don't even know how to say this one. I'm sorry, but this is probably my favorite green tone palette. Look at these. These are such unique shades of green. There are some just really unique duochromes in here. And there's just some unique colors. Look at that shift. Isn't that weird? Oh, I just love this palette. And I've got to stop swatching. So yeah, I've got to stop swatching or I'm never gonna get through this. Iconic London, I got it in BoxyCharm. Kind of basic. It was fine. It was fine. I am probably going to give this to a friend. A couple Sugar Drizzle palettes. This one came out Halloween time. Sea Siren. Look at that. How can you not love? Beautiful. I love Sugar Drizzle. Absolutely beautiful. I love their mattes. Their mattes are really good. Keeping. Still one of my favorites, the Sugar High palette. Adorable little sugar glider action. I don't know if they changed their shimmer formula, but this is really good. A little less metallic, but still amazing. I love this palette. And then my favorite palette they released this year, which is the Trashed palette, Raccoons Arma Jam. And this has just some of my favorite shades. I use Junk Food Junkie a ton. It's a very cool, like purple or lavender with like a green flip. And then Skedaddle's another fave. Again, that's like a darker purple with a more strong green flip. Just some really unique purples and greens in here, and I love it. Staying. Okay, I'm not gonna swatch these, but this was the collection from Ace. They had Flora, Begonia, Calla. I think there was another one, but it was kind of like these monochrome palettes. Love these. You know, because I have that one and I love it so much, it's so much more special. So the Iconic, it's like almost all the same here, pared down. This one's a little bit cooler, and that's more my jam. So that's what another reason the Iconic can go. I have those shades probably 100 times over. So these stay. Another Ace Beauté palette, the Scarlet Dusk. Love these pinks. That's staying. Actually, I think I'm gonna give this to a friend also. This is their old formula, and I have these colors. So rethinking this, actually I think I'm gonna declutter this one. Yeah. This is an indie brand called Magic Mondays. It is the Oracle palette by Danae Black. I did a full review on this probably a year ago, but this is a beautiful rainbow palette. This is a rainbow palette done right. All the shades in here are named after notable Black icons in history, and I just think it's amazing. So if you want to support a Black-owned business, check out this palette. It is amazing. The shimmers are great. The mattes are amazing. I love this. This is one of my favorite rainbow palettes. Also, you cannot tell me that is not one of the most beautiful palettes you've ever seen. That's definitely staying. Anastasia Fall Romance palette. This one's newer. I'm gonna keep it. You guys are gonna hear the dogs. I'm sorry. That one stays. I don't have many Morphe palettes. But I did pick up this collection, the Meredith Duxbury palette. This one, and it was actually pretty good. I liked this idea of the 9-pan kind of collection thingamabobs. It's actually not bad. It kind of reminds me of this one, the Magic Mondays one, and the Magic Mondays one is a lot better. But I'm gonna hang on to it. It's newer. One of my favorite palettes of the year was the Tarte Man-Eater palette. Yes, it's a basic palette, but I love it. The shimmers were great. Yeah, nothing much to say. It was just a solid palette. Tarte kind of shocked me with this one. It was awesome. The holiday collections from Melt. The Halloween Town. Love it. The Christmas Town. Love it. These are brand new, so those stay. This was Valentine's Day last year from Nomad. This was their Verona palette. I love this palette. Really good. It's staying. Alright, this Ace palette I've had for 2 years. The Grandiose palette. I have loved this palette. I hit pan on it. I don't know why I can't seem to get rid of this palette. I love this palette. I don't know why I can't get rid of it. I find that these shades are so unique. I know it looks plain, but they are very, very unique. This red is actually red without pulling pink. It's just so unique, and I can't get rid of it, and I'm not gonna, and nobody can make me. So we got Gemini 1, Gemini 1, Gemini 2, these stay. I'm sorry this is so dirty. It's white and I can't keep it clean. But this was the Carousel White from Adept. And this was a very weird palette, and it got smooshed. It had 2 cream colors in here, which were very pretty, and they're very pretty on like no makeup days. And then it had these weird mixed pan palettes. I regret buying this because I just never use it, and it was expensive. And yeah, I need to clean it up, but I'm gonna hang on to it. I don't know why, but I am. It's the only thing from Adept I've ever regretted buying. Speaking of Adept, the original Plain Jane. I love this palette, and I'm keeping it. Another Nomad palette from this year is the Royal Europe. So pretty. I love these jewel tones, and then there were multi-chromes at the bottom. They're really good, very smooth, very flippy. They did a great job. I love them. That's staying. Another Ace Beauté, Violet Sage. This is really pretty. Broke the mirror. This shade reminds me of the one from the Grandiose palette, but it does pull a little pink. But this is fairly new. I got it in BoxyCharm, but yeah, I love this. I'm keeping it. We have Natasha Denona Zendo palette. I've never been a big fan of Natasha Denona, so I don't have a lot of her palettes, but I do enjoy this one. Her shimmers are leave a lot to be desired, but I do like her mattes. They're okay. I don't get the hype around her, and I feel like, not her products, I should say. I do like her color stories, but yeah, I find that so many indie brands are as good, if not better, and they are less money, so I just don't get it, I guess. But I do like that. From Natasha, I have the Retro Glam. It's not my favorite. There's not a lot of depth, but it's cute. I'll keep it. And then one I do like, it's probably my favorite, is the Yurka palette. And I feel like the shimmers in here are much better. Very pretty. So those are staying. A couple more Ace Beauty. This is the Flare palette. I love this palette, but it is the old formula, so I am going to declutter this, as well as the Blossom Passion palette. These are all beautiful. There's nothing wrong with them. It's just the old formula, and I'd like to replace them with the new formula. That one and the Slice of Paradise. So I will be getting these again. I just want the new formula, and these can go to a new home. Another Adept, and I use this one all the time. How do I say that? La Cienega. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty. I love this palette. The mattes are fantastic. This is one of my favorite shimmers in my entire collection. It is so sparkly, so pretty. You can see I've made quite a dent in this palette. It stays. And then one of my favorite palettes, I use this on jobs a lot, the Persona palette. It's just a great plain Jane palette. The mattes are just effortless. The shimmers are very work appropriate, as people say. I don't care. I wear anything I want to work, but you know, office appropriate, business appropriate. So the shimmers are, you know, they're fine. They make a pretty look, but they're not like glitter. This is one of my favorite blacks in my collection. I just love this. This is just so reliable. Okay, one more shelf on the cart. So this is a little palette from Flower Nose. So cute. And I actually think I'm gonna give this to my daughter. It's adorable, but she's more of a minimalist, and so I think she'd really enjoy this. It's very, very good quality. But it's just not really my style. But I mean, the shimmers are so pretty. But they're more like toppers, and yeah, I just think this is more her vibe, so I'm gonna pass that off to her. The Dragon Fruit palette from Cleona. Still a fave. Still a fave. I use this and have used this so many times. This is one of my favorite special palettes, and it stays. I have to be careful with this one, but this is the Serenity palette from Menagerie. Menagerie is, I'm a big fan of their formula, but I broke this one shade here. This was the Annette palette. Annette from Annette's Makeup Corner. So pretty. But yeah, I broke one of the shades, so. But I am going to hang on to that. We have the ColourPop Stone Cold Fox. It's good to have. I don't know what for. but it's good to have, I guess. I'm going to hang on to it. We've got the Anastasia Nouveau palette. Fairly new, so we'll keep that one. Another Ace Beauté. This is the Nostalgia palette. I love this palette. As you can see, it's been well loved. There's quite a few dips in it, but again, old formula, and I'm gonna let it go. We have Wander Beauty Sweet Escape. This is fairly new. Oh my god, it boxy. And I really like these cooler tones here. It's not a lot of depth, but for, you know, and on lighter days, I think it would be cute. These shimmers are actually really, really pretty. So, because that's new, I'm gonna hang on to it. Now we have a palette that surprised the crap out of me, and I really like it, and that's the Italian Spritz from Too Faced. This was kind of a hit for me. I really, really like it. And when I need something that I know is gonna work and I need something quick, I grab this a lot. It's very, very good, which is saying a lot for Too Faced. Okay, now we have J-Cat Jungle Roar. What a cute palette. So good, so affordable. But I actually think I'm gonna pass this on to my daughter. And yeah, this is such a good brand. If you've never tried it before, give it a shot. It's very, very good. But I have these colors. Also from J-Cat, the Viva La Fiesta. This is so cute. Beautiful color story. I love this lime shimmer. But yeah, this is a good palette. It's just a little shimmer heavy. And yeah, I think it's time to declutter it. I've had it a while. Time to go. Two of my favorite palettes, the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 3. Never getting rid of that. And Lightwork 4. Never getting rid of it. It's very messy. Yeah, I need to clean it up, but yeah. Two of my faves. ColourPop Star Wars. It was good, but I think it can go. Don't use it, don't reach for it. ColourPop So Fly. Cute packaging. Just not much depth. It can also go. Nomad American Parks palette. Really, really. Oh, this one broke. Great. Good job. Okay, so that looks like a little boy stuck their fingers in it. I think my grandson got a hold of that one. But yeah, I like this palette. Still use it, so reach for it, hang on to that one. A surprisingly good palette was the Revolution Beetlejuice palette. These are the teeniest, tiniest pans ever. I'm hanging on to it not because I like it, but just because of because it's Beetlejuice. A palette I really do like is the Barbie, or the ColourPop Barbie, Malibu Barbie collection. I'm gonna hang on to this. I like it, I use it. We have the Huda Wild Jaguar palette. I love these cool tone shades. I am not the biggest fan of Huda's formula. I know a lot of people love it. Her mattes are okay. Her shimmers are weird. I feel like her formula is more trouble than it's worth. That's just me. I know a lot of people like it, but I do feel like these shades are unique, so I guess I'll hang on to it. Then I got the Ofra palette with Allie Dawson. This was her little collab with them. Love this, love these shades. Such a really cute fall palette. Keeping the Melt Earth Zodiac sign, which is be me. Love it. Keeping it. Now the other palette that came with that Morphe collection was this one. And this is kind of a pared down version, and it came with like these bigger pans, and these can be highlighters or blush toppers. And I thought that was a really great idea. So I'm hanging on to that. And then I just recently got this in BoxyCharm. It's the Ofra Signature Palette Luxe. It comes with some shadows and then Rodeo Drive in the middle. So hanging on to that. Now let's pull the ones off my shelf. Okay, I have some little items here. So we have these little iEcstasy Sublime Pat McGrath shadows. And I don't know, I've had these a couple years. They're just nothing special, so these are going. This little Mickey palette from the mini palette from the Crim Shop, very cute. It was really good. But it can go. This I got when I did a sponsored video for Stylevana, and it is like a Korean brand, and these are just some toppers. Really cute, but I've got other special shades that I prefer. This Revolution Ultimate Desire. What are you chewing on, sir? The Frenchie is Frenchieing. This was actually really decent. I was shocked. I did a drugstore video and it was pretty good. But it can go. These little palettes from Hard Candy are very good too, but don't need them. This 9-pan from AOA is very good. But again, I'm trying to get rid of the excess. Don't need it. These ColourPop quads, really good, but they can go. I have these two Norvina palettes that have been well loved, but it's time for them to go. These little NYX Barbie palettes were very, very cute. They worked really, really well, but yeah, I think I'm gonna give that away. This palette is Wealthy Chic. It is from Colored Rain, and I still really like this. I use it. So that one stays. This Violet Voss Butterfly Kisses. Surprisingly really, really good. Still use it. This one from ColourPop, Coast is Clear. I really have enjoyed it. As you can see, it's well loved, but it can go. Juvia's Place is kind of, I don't know, I feel like I've outgrown the brand, and I've had these so freaking long. So as good as they were for the time, I think these can go as well. This is the Joseph Colors I Love Sarai. It's probably one of my favorite palettes. This blue is still, it's still just one of my favorites. This black with the glitter in it, oof, it's gorgeous. But it's drying out. I think it's time for that one to go too. Sorry if you can hear him, y'all. He's doing the most. A couple other little ones that are going. This El Maquillage, not a fan, didn't like the formula. This Rowan palette, it was very beautiful, really beautiful, but it creased so bad on me. So unfortunately, that's gotta go. And then we have the Huda Emerald Obsessions. I tried to make this work. I hate the formula in this. I don't know why I've held on to it so long. Those are going. Next, we have the Companion palette. This is from Copacetic. I tried to make these work a bunch of times, and these were just never my favorite. But I think I have some other uses for these. I think I can use these for nail stuff. So these are gonna go in kind of my crafting area. I can use it for resin, for that type of thing. So I'm going to keep it, but it's going for a different use. Another Sugar Drizzle. Sugar Drizzle fave was the Red Panda palette. Look how adorable. It's just so cute. I love this palette. These shadows look so unassuming, but they're so gorgeous. You look at them and you think, oh yeah, that's pretty, but then, ooh, delicious. Love this palette. Some Odin's Eye. We've got the Hummingbird palette. This was the collab with the Fancy Face. Still love this palette. That stays. Another Odin's Eye collab was with, this one was with Betty Jean. And I love it. Use it all the time. Amazing. Another Sugar Drizzle palette I love is the Hypernova palette. Ain't it gorgeous? Again, these shimmers look so unassuming and they're so beautiful. Stays. We have, of course, the Tiny Marvels palette. I will probably never get rid of this. R.I.P. to Mel. We all love her. We all miss her presence on the platform so much. Yeah, I'm never getting rid of this. Reppin' my girl Teresa. Teresa's Dead. We have both of her Lethal is Dead palettes. I will probably also never get rid of these either, and they are staying. We have probably my favorite Nomad palette that they've come out with yet. Monteverde. So cute. Love this. It stays. I really do love this LA Girl Festy Bestie palette. It's very good. If you've never tried their formula in these palettes, it's awesome. But I think I can pass this on. I have a lot of these colors in the last two I showed you, so it's gonna go. So this Nomad palette, Venice Simplon Express. Here we have this. I never reach for this. So this one can go. And then this one is the Tuscany. And again, it's just one I never reach for. So it can go as well. Anastasia, Jackie Aina. This is another one I'll probably never get rid of. I love this palette. It is a classic. It stays. The Nomad Fire and Ice palette. So cool. I love this palette. One of my favorites that they've done. Executed so well. Really cool colors in here. Last year I got the Lunar Beauty 12 Days of Lunar. This is a great palette. I don't really, let's just leave it at that. It's a great palette. I'm going to hang on to it. Yeah. We have the Odin's Eye Sea Talk palette. This was Lauren Mae Beauty's collab with Odin's Eye. Another one. I constantly use this. I use these two together a lot. These were amazing. Glamlight Pizza palette. Like what the hell? I hated this palette. I don't know why I'm not doing it. It's going. I've held on to these for so long. It's the BH Sweet Shop collection, and every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, I should use that more often. And every time I try to get rid of it, I can't. And I don't think I can get rid of it again. I'm hanging on to it for now. It's a maybe. So we have the Los Angeles palette from BH. Yeah, you can go. And the Summer in San Tropez. You can go as well. Bye-bye. BH was so good. I wish they had managed to stick it out. So we have the Nightmare Before Christmas from ColourPop. I love this palette. I really love it. I thought they did a great job with these colors. For once, it had some depth in it. ColourPop's not known for their depth. And these had very saturated, dark, deep, grungy colors. And I love it. Stays. Glamlight Margarita palette. Yeah, I love this palette. I reach for it, I use it, and it was very good. I love this. That blue color, oof. This green, like that Kelly green. This one was so pretty. Yeah, I love that palette. I thought they did a very, very good job. Not all the palettes in this collection were bangers, but that one was very good. We have the ColourPop Plush Like Me. It's a beautiful palette, but again, not a ton of depth in its colors. I have probably a million times over, so it can go. So this is the Genesis palette, and this was a collab with Midas and Drench Cosmetics, and I love this palette so much. It's like the Blueprint palette, I think it's called. It's very, very deep because it is meant for people of color, and it is just, it's a masterpiece, and I love this so much. And I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. It's like a piece of makeup, indie makeup history. So we have the Pinky Rose Obsessed palette. I don't even think I have used this palette. I just never got into it. It looks gorgeous, but I hear this is the old formula as well, so I never got to use it. And it's, at this point, it's kind of old. And I think somebody else could use it. So it's going, as well as their 80s Baby palette. And yeah, those two can go. I love the artwork on them. We have the Violet Voss I'll Love You Forever. Very pretty palette. I love the addition of black in here, but the shimmers on this palette in particular. I like Violet Voss, but this one was just kind of meh. So somebody else can use it. We have the Glamlight Michaela Pat too. I do love this palette. But I feel like this can go. The La Cienega palette I have is like these colors, but better. And I think we can get rid of it. We have the Flower Beauty Charlie's Angels palette. And I love Flower Beauty's eyeshadow formula. It's really good. Look at those shimmers. They're so cute. I like it just for the nostalgia of like the movie, you know? So I'm going to hang on to that one. So this palette was all the rage when it came out. This is the Beauty Bay Wilderness palette, and y'all, this palette was bomb. I love this palette. I used it so much. Ooh, that's gross. But yeah, I use this palette so much, and it's so good. I really like Beauty Bay's formula, but I think it's finally time to say goodbye. So another Beauty Bay we can get rid of is the pastels. It was decent, but I've had it forever. I'd never reach for it. This is an e.l.f. palette. It was good, but again, never reach for it. And then another Flower Beauty palette that I really did enjoy, but I just don't reach for it, is this Blazing Sun palette. And it's great. If you see it and you think you would use it, pick this up. It's decent. And actually the brush it comes with, it's a decent little brush. Yeah, so those can go. These two palettes, the Sweet Tart Frosted and the Double Shot, I think I have used these once. I was hoping they would be as good as the Maneater, but aren't they cute? I have a friend who's got a teenage daughter. I think I'm going to give these to her, but they're by Sugar Rush. They're not the actual Tarte, they're Sugar Rush. It's kind of their sister, but those are going. I wanted to check out the new version of the reformulation of the e.l.f. the NYX Ultimate. So I did pick that up, and I actually want to do a comparison video because I have the old formula of this, and we'll see. But yeah, I'm going to hang on to that. I have another Iconic London palette. It's a little more interesting, but still not my jam. It can go. The e.l.f. Retro Paradise palette. I loved this when it came out. It was great. It's still good, but I just never reached for it. Finally, we have the ABH Norvina palette collection. This is volume 3. I really like this palette. I enjoyed the formula. I think I'm gonna hang on to it. I don't know why. This palette's actually good if you're going traveling to take it. because this mirror, you can kind of like adjust it. So I don't know, I like it. Okay, we have the Beauty Bay Utopia. This is actually really good, but again, I never reach for it, and I kind of have these colors in that Norvina palette, so we'll get rid of that. The Slotty London palette, it was fine, but it can go. This Profusion palette was actually really, really good, and I am going to hang on to this just because I love the planchette. So that it was cute. This LA Girl Pro Jewels, this is another one that's really, really good if you pick it up. If you're looking for a drugstore palette, this is really, really good. But again, never reach for it, so bye-bye. Okay, let's talk about some singles. At one point I had actually, let me move all this stuff away. Okay, at one point I had actually de-potted all my Anastasia palettes. And this is the aftermath. This got all jumbled up. But this is going in the trash. I'm going to save the palette, but I never reach for this. I don't know why I did that. Oh, actually I have a couple more palettes. Sorry, I missed it. We have this REM palette that I just got. I'm actually going to declutter it. It was fine, but it's nothing special. We have Viseart. We have the Bohemian Dream. We have the Neutral Mattes. I have the Petit Pro 2, the Petit Pro 3, and I have the first one around here somewhere too. And yeah, I love these for travel, so I'm gonna hang on to these. Oh god, y'all, I found another box of eyeshadow palettes. Hold on, I've got problems, y'all. Here we go. Nubian Coral. It survived a declutter last time. It's got to go. I never reached for it. This was very, very cute. Model Rock Cosmetics. Excellent shadows, but I never reached for it. It's kind of a pain in the butt. If I wanted to keep it, I would declutter, or I would depot it, but it's gonna go. This is the Aussie palette from Rock and Roll Beauty. My husband bought this for me. The shadows were actually pretty good, but I'm gonna keep it just because I love the aesthetic of the palette and because my husband gave it to me. The Diamond palette from C Color. It was just a bunch of shimmers. It can go. Now this one's gonna be hard. This is the shadows from Makeup Geek. I love these shadows. But I actually think I'm gonna give this to my daughter because they're so good, and she's trying to get, you know, better at makeup, and these are so easy to work with. I might give this to her. So Michaela X Glam Light. This was the first one, and I love this palette. I thought she did a great job with these color stories, and again with the second one, I love these shadows. I had trouble with like 2 colors out of the whole group. So yeah, I'm gonna keep these, I guess. 2 palettes I'm getting rid of. This was the Nikkie Tutorials Beauty Bay. I liked it. I know other people did not. I liked it. I used it, but it can go. Now, one of my favorite palettes for like a year and a half was this Me, Myself, and Mama Mitchell palette from Beauty Bay. I love this idea. These were great shadows, and I love that you could take this mirror that came in the middle, and it was magnetic, so you could remove it. Such a smart idea. Love that. So you had your warm side and your cool side, and they were such great shadows, but it's time for that to go as well. This was a palette that I bought to test Amazon makeup, and it was actually really freaking good. We were real surprised in my review of it, and it was cool that you could take these out and rearrange them how you want them. But yeah, this was a great palette, but it can go also. Okay, I got this Mally Beauty palette in Boxy. It sucked. It was terrible. Trash. Profusion, these little, these are so cute. They're very good, but it can go as well. This Revolution Joker palette, super cute. The formula is actually not too bad on the mattes. Didn't like the shimmers, but the mattes were good. But it can go. ColourPop, It's a Mood. I do like this palette. Nice depth, nice variation of color. I like with their big palettes like this that they're still not too big. They're still like, you know, not massive. And I like that they're also magnetic and you can move them around. So I'm gonna keep that. This was a BoxyCharm palette. Hot garbage. I have some Nabla palettes, and these are actually up on my Mercari. So these are going Pat McGrath Artistry palette. I was very disappointed with these. Not great. They're going Little Milani palette. It was decent, but that can go to Pat McGrath Mothership Mega. Also not great. It's going I Love Melt, but the Smoke Sessions palette, this is one of the worst palettes I've ever used in my life. We have She Glam Corpse Bride. This was a decent palette, but yeah, time to go. The Essence Welcome to Miami palette, cute, worked really well, but I have these colors a million times over. It can go. The Profusion Neon palette, again, I have these colors. It's very, very good, but it can go. And then finally, the NYX Modern Dreamer. I have these, and it can go. So now we can move on to singles. We have these singles I got from Shop Miss A. These are very, very good. But I think what I'm going to do is make my daughter a palette with these and give these to her. Also, these little palettes came from Shop Miss A. They're so good if you're ordering singles. These are like $4, so really cute. But yeah, I think these can go to her. Some other singles I have. These are, I know it says Odin's Eye, but this is just a palette. These are Divina, I believe. Are these Divina? Yes. These are all Divina. Keeping these, of course. They're probably my favorite multi-chromes. They're so special. These make you just want to smear them all over you, and they're just amazing. I love them. These are some Terra Moons. They are absolutely magnificent. This is so special. I love their multi-chromes and duochromes. They're just so sparkly and shimmery. Beautiful. Okay, I'm not sure where we were, but I put the rest of the pretties for your face in this one. Then I have a few from Colored Rain, and yeah, these are mainly from Colored Rain that I'm throwing in here now, and this one that I'd like to keep. And these are just from various palettes from Colored Rain. This one is actually pretty cool. This is a Makeup Geek, but I don't want to use, the problem is I don't want to use shadows, you know, on camera that you guys can't get anymore. So now I'm putting these Shop Miss A shadows in a bigger palette for my daughter. And again, these are excellent shadows for $1. Okay, so that's gonna go to my daughter. And then now I've got these from Colored Rain, those from Colored Rain that I'll be keeping, these from Pretties for Your Face, and those from Pretties for Your Face. So these I'll be keeping. Oh my god, you guys, I keep finding palettes. This is sad. Fatally Yours, I just got, obviously staying. Giant Wolves, Odin's Eye, obviously keeping. Ace Beauté, Paradise Fallen, Old Formula, getting rid of. Okay, now, these are all ColourPop singles. I'm gonna go ahead and declutter these. I've had these for so long. There are a couple that are ABH in here. But yeah, I think I'm gonna declutter this palette of singles. Okay. these are all Colored Rain singles. I think I'm gonna hang on to these. I had already kind of pared down. I had the giant like 92 pan from Colored Rain, and this is what I pared it down to last week. So I think I'm hanging on to this one. Okay, these are Coastal Scents for all you remember that. These here are Makeup Geek and Colored Rain. Now I do have, this is so gross. I grabbed the JD Glow Milky Way collection and I busted one of them. Let's see if any of these are empty. Okay, this one's empty. Use this. Okay, I actually have some Natasha Denona singles in here that I didn't even know I had. Let's see if I can put something in there. We'll see. So this palette is empty. So we have the JD Glow Jupiter, JD Glow Uranus or Uranus. We have Neptune. We have Earth. It was a very blue heavy collection. Mercury, Mars, Pluto, Venus. Yeah, and I busted Saturn, so I may try to fix that later. And this one where I have my Pretties for Your Face, I have some copacetic singles that I'm going to put in there. All right, so that fills that one up. All right, so we'll keep that, and all these singles go to my daughter. All right, I think we're good. I think that's it. All right, if I find anything, I'll let you know, but I think that's it, and then I will check back in, and we will start with the rest of the declutter. All right, thanks. I'll see you in a bit.